In the heart of America's bustling 70 seconds and 80 seconds, a star was on the rise. This is the story of O.J. Simpson, Nicole Brown Simpson, and Ron Goldman, a tale that intertwines fame, love, and tragedy in the most unexpected ways. Orenthal James Simpson, known to the world as O.J., sprinted his way to fame first on the football field. A Heisman Trophy winner, a record-breaking running back for the Buffalo Bills, and later the San Francisco 49ers, O.J. Simpson became an American sports icon. But his charm and charisma weren't confined to the gridiron. He transitioned into a celebrated actor and broadcaster, charming America off the field just as he had on it. Enter Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Nicole, a beautiful young woman with dreams of her own, met O.J. when she was just 18. Their connection was immediate. Meanwhile, Ron Goldman, a waiter and aspiring model, was a friend to Nicole, known for his warm smile and generous heart. The whirlwind romance between O.J. and Nicole was one that captured the public's imagination. They married in 1985, a union that seemed to epitomize the glitz and glamour of celebrity life. But behind the closed doors of their Brentwood estate, the story was far more complicated. Reports of turmoil, allegations of domestic abuse, painted a darker picture of their life together. The marriage, strained and tumultuous, ended in divorce in 1992. Yet, the story of O.J. and Nicole was far from over. It was a relationship that continued to capture the public's eye, one that would soon take a turn no one could have predicted. This, dear viewers, is just the beginning. The stage is set, the players are in place, and a story that would grip the world is about to unfold. The night of June 12, 1994, would forever change the course of American legal history. It was a night shrouded in mystery, a night that ended in a gruesome discovery that shocked the nation. In the upscale neighborhood of Brentwood, Los Angeles, the unthinkable happened. Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend, Ron Goldman, were found brutally murdered outside Nicole's condo. The scene was nothing short of horrific. Nicole was found near her front gate, her throat deeply cut. A few feet away lay Ron Goldman, also stabbed multiple times. The brutality of the scene was stark, the violence of the act palpable. As detectives began to piece together the night's events, early evidence started to form a puzzle. A single glove, bloodied and abandoned at the scene. A matching glove found at O.J. Simpson's residence, and a trail of blood leading from the crime scene to Simpson's home. The evidence seemed to point inexorably in one direction. But was it too straightforward? Could this beloved sports hero and celebrity truly be capable of such a heinous act? As the media descended upon the case, a spectacle began to unfold. The public watched, stunned, as the details emerged. The investigation was moving rapidly, and O.J. Simpson, the man who had once been an American hero, was now at the center of a murder investigation. But as any seasoned detective will tell you, things aren't always what they seem. The coming days would reveal twists and turns, casting doubt and shedding new light on the case. The story was just beginning to unfold, a story that would become one of the most infamous in American history. June 17th, 1994, a date etched in the annals of American history, not for a grand national event, but for a surreal pursuit that unfolded on live television. This was the day of the infamous Bronco chase. The nation watched, transfixed, as O.J. Simpson, a figure so adored and now so pursued, led the police on a low-speed chase. Aboard his white Ford Bronco, driven by his friend Al Cowlings, Simpson was fleeing not just the police, but perhaps the reality of his situation. Across the country, millions glued themselves to their TV screens. It was a chase unlike any other, broadcast live, capturing a nation's attention. From bars to living rooms, from airports to offices, people watched a fallen hero navigating the freeways of Los Angeles, surrounded by a convoy of police cars. The spectacle was more than just a chase. It was a collective moment of disbelief, shock, and fascination. Simpson, once an emblem of American success, was now the protagonist in a drama that blurred the lines between celebrity, tragedy, and justice. As helicopters circled overhead, broadcasting every moment, the chase became a symbol of a media-saturated age, where the private and public, the tragic and the sensational, were consumed in real time by a captivated audience. As the Bronco finally came to a stop at Simpson's home, the chase may have ended, but the story was far from over. This unprecedented event was just a prelude to a trial that would captivate and divide the nation like no other. The stage was set for what would become one of the most watched and controversial trials in American history. The trial of Odge Simpson was not just a legal battle, it was a cultural phenomenon. On one side, the prosecution, led by Marcia Clark and Christopher Darden, determined to prove Simpson's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Their case hinged on DNA evidence, a relatively new science at the time, and the compelling circumstantial evidence. Opposing them, a formidable team of legal minds, famously dubbed the Dream Team. Led by Robert Shapiro and later joined by Johnny Cochran, the defense was a powerhouse of legal acumen. Their strategy was clear: challenge the evidence and paint the LAPD as racially biased. The jury selection was a saga in itself. Both sides knew the jury's composition could make or break the case. The process was meticulous, laden with questions of race, bias, and impartiality. After months, a jury was finally selected, a group that mirrored the diverse fabric of Los Angeles, yet whose ability to remain impartial under the media glare was yet to be tested. The opening statements set the tone. The prosecution laid out a narrative of a jealous ex-husband who brutally murdered his ex-wife and her friend. They promised to bring a deluge of evidence to support their claim. The defense countered masterfully. They questioned the integrity of the LAPD and planted seeds of doubt about the DNA evidence. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit, Cochran would later say in reference to the infamous glove. As the opening statements concluded, the lines were drawn. What followed would be months of testimonies, evidence, and high drama. The Odge Simpson trial was not just a legal proceeding. It had become a reflection of America's complex relationship with race, celebrity, and justice. In the courtroom, every piece of evidence, every testimony was under the microscope as the prosecution and defense vied to sway the jury in the Odge Simpson trial. Among the myriad of evidence presented, a few key pieces stood out for their dramatic impact and contentious nature. First, the glove. A symbol of the trial, it was found at the crime scene, and another matching glove at Simpson's property. The prosecution argued it linked Simpson directly to the murders. However, the defining moment came when Simpson struggled to fit the glove over his hand in court, leading to Johnny Cochran's famous line, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit." This singular moment resonated with the jury, casting doubt over the prosecution's narrative. Then there was the DNA evidence. Blood samples from the crime scene, Simpson's car, and his home were presented. The prosecution claimed it was a DNA match to Simpson, but the defense argued that the DNA evidence was mishandled and possibly contaminated, questioning the integrity of the Lap's crime lab. Each witness brought to the stand added layers to the complex narrative. The prosecution presented a timeline of events, while the defense continued to poke holes in the evidence, keeping the jury and the public on a razor's edge. As the testimonies wound down and the evidence was weighed. The trial of Odge Simpson had become more than just a quest for justice for Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. It was a litmus test for the American legal system, a deep dive into the intricacies of criminal investigation, and a mirror reflecting America's own struggles with race and celebrity. In a trial as complex and fraught as Odge Simpson's, the defense strategy was not just about proving innocence. It was about shaping a narrative, one that resonated with the jury and the public alike. The dream team of defense lawyers, led by Johnny Cochran, embarked on a strategy that would pivot the case on its axis. Central to their strategy was the race card. The defense astutely used the racial tensions and the troubled history between the African American community and the Los Angeles Police Department. They posited that Simpson was a victim of a racially motivated framing, an idea that found fertile ground in a city still reeling from the Rodney King incident and the subsequent riots. Johnny Cochran, with his commanding presence, painted a narrative of a corrupt and racist LAPD capable of going to great lengths to bring down a successful black man. The revelations about Detective Mark Fuhrman's racial prejudices added fuel to this fire, casting doubt on the integrity of the police investigation. The defense also meticulously questioned the DNA evidence. They argued that the evidence was mishandled and possibly contaminated, questioning the lapse crime lab's competence and integrity. This approach was crucial, as DNA was a linchpin of the prosecution's case. By challenging the evidence and framing the narrative around race, the defense turned the trial into more than a mere question of guilt or innocence. It became a commentary on the broader issues of racial inequality and police misconduct in America. This strategy not only influenced the jury, but also sparked widespread debate and reflection in the public domain. October 3rd, 1995. A date that would be etched in the collective memory of America. The nation held its breath as the jury, after less than 4 hours of deliberation, was ready to announce the verdict in the Odge Simpson murder trial. As the words "not guilty" echoed through the courtroom, the reaction was instantaneous and divided. For some, it was a moment of disbelief and shock. For others, it was a vindication, a triumph against a system perceived as biased. Across America, the verdict split the nation. In some communities, there was jubilation, a sense of relief that justice, in their eyes, had been served. In others, there was outrage and a deep sense of injustice. The media was ablaze, with pundits and the public alike dissecting the verdict and its implications. The Odge Simpson trial had a profound impact on American society. It cast a spotlight on the criminal justice system, raising critical questions about fairness, the role of race, and the quality of legal representation. It challenged the media's role in influencing public opinion and showcased the burgeoning influence of 24-hour news coverage. In classrooms, law offices, and living rooms, the trial spurred conversations about race relations in America. It revealed the deep divisions and the complexities of race in the legal system. The trial, in many ways, became a catalyst for a broader dialogue about these systemic issues. The Odge Simpson trial was more than a legal proceeding. It was a cultural watershed. It altered the way we view celebrity, justice, and the media. The echoes of the trial continue to resonate, reminding us of the enduring complexities of the American justice system and the society it serves. The Odge Simpson murder trial may have concluded, but its echoes reverberated far beyond the courtroom. The aftermath and the enduring legacy of the trial painted a complex picture of justice, celebrity, and societal reflection. In February 1997, Odge Simpson faced a civil trial brought by the families of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. The civil court found Simpson liable for the wrongful deaths of Brown Simpson and Goldman awarding the families a substantial sum in damages. This verdict, in stark contrast to the criminal trial, suggested a different narrative to the public. Simpson's life post-trial was marked by a series of legal and personal troubles. He was involved in various incidents leading to arrests and further court cases. His public image, once that of a celebrated athlete and actor, was now irrevocably tainted by controversy and speculation. The trial's cultural impact was profound and lasting. It forever changed the landscape of media coverage, particularly in legal cases. The trial was a harbinger of the reality TV era, blurring the lines between news and entertainment. It also sparked a renewed dialogue on race relations in America, highlighting the deep-seated issues within the criminal justice system. Years later, the O.J. Simpson trial continues to be a subject of intense discussion and analysis. It has inspired numerous books, films, and documentaries, each attempting to unravel the complexities of the case and its broader societal implications. The trial remains a touchstone in American culture, a reference point for discussions on celebrity, justice, and the media's role in shaping public perception. Years have passed since the O.J. Simpson trial concluded, yet its impact and the questions it raised remain a point of discussion in modern America. We now turn to reflect on the recent developments, the cultural artifacts it has inspired, and the evolving debates it continues to fuel. In recent years, new perspectives and potential revelations have emerged. These include revisited investigations, new interviews, and continued speculation over the evidence and Simpson's involvement. While no groundbreaking evidence has surfaced to irrevocably change the narrative, these developments keep the case in the public consciousness. The trial has inspired a plethora of documentaries and books, each delving into various aspects of the case. These works range from legal analyses to cultural critiques, from investigative journalism to personal memoirs. They reflect the trial's multifaceted nature and its enduring grip on the American psyche. The perspectives on the O.J. Simpson trial have evolved with time. For some, it remains a clear-cut case of justice not served, while for others, it's a stark example of systemic issues in the criminal justice system. The trial continues to be a reference point in discussions about race relations, media sensationalism, and the celebrity culture in America. It serves as a reminder of the complexities and the imperfections of the legal system. As we look back on the O.J. Simpson trial, its legacy extends beyond the verdict. It challenges us to consider how we, as a society, engage with issues of justice, media, and race. It prompts us to question and continually reassess our perspectives on these critical matters.